So in this particular session, we are going to study about lossless compression. Excuse me. When we are talking about lossless compression, the redundant only the redundant information contained in the data that is removed. So you can say that lossless compression preserves data integrity, and the compression as well as the decompression are the exact opposites of each other. Okay, and in this process again you can say that there is no loss of data which contains the information. Okay, so lossless compression is a technique or a form of compression we use wherein we cannot afford any data loss. So these are the following methods under lossless compression, that is Huffman encoding, run length encoding and dictionary encoding, plus we have the arithmetic coding. Yeah. So for today's lecture we will look at the Huffman encode. So what exactly is Huffman code? Yeah. Huffman code is a source code. It is also called as prefix code because it generates a optimum code for the given set of symbols. Okay, why optimum? Because it provides the smallest average code word length. Okay, and what it does exactly is in this it encodes each message transmitted with a different value of number of bits based on their probabilities. Means all in all what it does is that the more frequently occurring symbol is given the shortest code, and the less frequently occurring symbol is given the lengthiest code. We shall see the Huffman coding or understand the Huffman coding using an example. So this is the question. We have been given a source symbol of alphabets A1, A2, A3, A4, A5 with their probabilities as A1 and A3 having 0.2, A2 having 0.4 and A4 and A5 having 0.1. Okay, now having said that, let's look at the solution. So first thing what we have to do is the given probabilities we have to sort them in the descending order. So after sorting them in the descending order you will get a table like in the slide where A2 is having the highest probability, so it is at the top, and A5 is having the lowest probability, so it is at the bottom. Now if you find that there are two symbols having the same probabilities, then how do we sort? Okay, you look at the sequence of appearance in the numerical format ना, जैसे 1 2 3 4 ऐसे आता है. तो see A1 and A3 is having the same probability, but मैंने A first लिखा है, A3 बाद में लिखा है. क्यों? क्योंकि A1 will always come numerical form में, A1 पहले आएगा फिर बाद में A3 आएगा. Okay, that's why. Same goes with A4 and A5. Now next thing that we have to do is uh, the lowest two probabilities I have to add. So they were 0.1 and 0.1. So if I add them, I get 0.2. Now this new probability, that A4 dash which I have got, I will add it in the this thing, the table. But to add that, I have to sort the remaining the rest of the probabilities with the current probability in the descending order. So 0.2 being the least of the probabilities goes in the last column of the table. Okay. Then what I have to do is again I have to look at what are the last two probabilities and I have to add them. So I get now over here 0.2 plus 0.2, that comes out to 0.4. Now what we have to do now, we have to sort this new probability A3 dash into the descending order and put it in the table. Okay, so you can see that 0.4, okay, goes into the second row of the table. Yeah, then what I have to do, again I have to add the last two probabilities, that 0.4 and 0.2. I get 0.6. Okay, so that 0.6 again I have to sort it in the descending order and put in the table. So 0.6 is more than 0.4. Yeah, so it comes at the top row of the table. Now what I have to do, I have to add the two probabilities and I will get 1.0. Okay, and this is where there are now no other symbols remaining, so this is where I stop. Okay, now if there's one trick over here, you need to observe कि जब भी you reach the end of the uh, probability addition ना, if all your previous additions were correct, then the last probability that you will always get will be 1. Okay, from this you can ascertain that आपके जो earlier आपने probabilities add किए हैं वो बराबर है. Then after this, now is the time to generate the Huffman code tree. Now when you are drawing the Huffman code tree, okay, you will have a root node, okay, and from the root node you will traverse to the leaf node, and all this leaf node will correspond to the symbols. Okay, now the tree will obviously have branches, okay, and these branches will be assigned the weight 0 and 1 respectively. Now if you are constructing a vertical tree, then the left hand side branches will get the value 0 and the right hand side branches will get the value 1. But if you are going for a horizontal tree, then the branch which is on the upper side will get the weight 0 and the lower branch will get the weight 1. Okay, we shall see in the next slide. You see over here, this particular diagram here beautifully traces the addition of our last two probabilities followed by the sorting of the probabilities in the descending order. Okay, and you can see how I have assigned the weights 0 and 1 to the upper branch and the lower branch respectively. This slide will show us the vertical representation of the Huffman tree. Okay, starting from 1.0 coming to the leaf node. Now you can see that at the leaf node, what I have done is in the square boxes I have put the symbol nodes. Okay, symbols. Yeah. Now when you are traversing from, now how do you find the Huffman code? When you are traversing from the root node to the leaf node, you just read the weights of the branches that you traverse. Okay, and these weights of the branches will give you the code word for that particular symbol. Like suppose from uh, root node we go down to the leaf node A3. Okay, so what do you have? All the branches are carrying the weight 0. Okay, so A will have the code word 000. Then if you traverse from root node to A2, okay, so it has only one branch, yeah, and that branch, that lone branch has the weight 1. So 1 is the code word for A2. Similarly, if you from the root node, if you traverse to root leaf node A1, okay, you traverse from 1.0 to 0.6, and from 0.6 you come to 0.2. So weight of the branches is what? 0, 1. So 0, 1 is the code word for A1. Okay, now let's check in the next slide. Here this slide I have listed down the code word of all the probabilities, sorry, of all the symbols. Okay, now you check that Huffman code, as I had said that the least occurring symbols will get the highest code word or the lengthiest code word, and the frequently occurring symbol will get the shortest code word. Now you can see that probability, highest probability is 0.4, that belongs to A2. You can see that the code word is only 1, a single digit, okay, a single bit, whereas compare it with A5. Okay, A5 has the least probability and so it has the lengthiest code word. Now, after having generated the code word, you have to calculate the average length of the code. Okay, that is given by L. So, what I have to do is, okay, I have to start from the highest probability and move towards the lowest probability. Now, highest probability is 0.4. Okay, so I multiply it with 1. Then comes the next probability, 0.2. So I multiply it with 2. Then comes 0.2 at the third level. So I multiplied by 3. Then the next two probabilities I have to be very careful. Okay, recall that when I had started adding my probabilities, okay, that time a4 and a5 I had added them together, okay, at the same level. Yeah, so that's why point 1, this both the point ones get multiplied by 4. Okay, and if you do this calculation, your answer will come out to be 2.2 bits per symbol. So this is the average length of the code that we get for this Huffman code that we get for the sequence symbols. So that's the end of the session. Thank you.